What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I know this day was coming, but it came a little earlier. For somehow, Chains and Whips got leaked or released or snuck out. But anyway, it's out. So now we got the full Kendrick Lamar verse, the full verse. But I'm going to react to the whole song because, to be honest, I have never heard the whole song. I know this came out about 2 years ago, but I wasn't even on YouTube at the time, so I wasn't really locked in like I am now when it comes to what's going on in I was somewhere else in life, but I'm here now. So I'm going to do the whole song. I haven't heard any of it pretty much. All I heard was the piece of Kendrick's verse that was the snippet or whatever that was released a couple of weeks ago. So if this is your first time here, welcome, welcome in. And listen, this is the verse that got Clipse dropped, and Pusha T was able to buy himself out because they were afraid to put this verse out. So I'm not going to go into this totally blinded because I know there's some stuff coming. I got the Genius out. I open up Genius so I could, look at stuff. And I'm going to just say, first of all, I looked at the first line and I started reading it and I hit it. And right off the bat, they going in. Supposedly, this is all controversial stuff in here. And from what they were saying, there were things in here they did not want to touch. But no Diddy, I guess, right? I don't know why I said no Diddy. But he liked to touch everything, baby oil on everything, all right? So let's get this, Chains and Whips, and bear with me. I'm not a big time reactor. I just here to hit the bars, and let's get it. Peapod Cove, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Sound like a Jamaican right there. To bumba, bumba. Big up to all my Caribbean people. This is like a real melodic type. What is that? Is that Indian, Mexican? Like something's mixed in there. Country. It's a different sound almost.
Uncle said, nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. Choke my neck, nigga, and ice my bitch. Beat the system with chains and whips.
This is culturally inappropriate.
I like that. I like the way that came in right there. Listen, this whole rhyme scheme right here is crazy. It says, Uncle said, N-word, you must be sick. You all talk about just getting rich. Choke my neck, N-word, ice my B. Beat the system with chains and whips. So when I hear this, and I like how she comes in there with it, this is culturally inappropriate. And when she says that, it basically tells you need to pay attention to what he just said, because that is what people do. I shouldn't say people. I don't want to be, I don't like to say certain things, but people that's culturally not connected will say things to throw you off when you're trying to speak the truth to your people. And it kind of stood out to me when it says Uncle said. So I pull up the Genius because, like I said, I know Pusha T, Malice, they come on some lyrical stuff where whatever you reading ain't what you read because you got to dissect it. And Kendrick's on here, so you know it's going to be diabolical. But the first one, I hit it where he says, Uncle said, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it says, here is likely not about Pusha T's literal uncle, but rather Uncle Sam. This, and when I read that, because the first thing I thought about was Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance with Uncle Sam. And you got to remember, this song came out, 2 years ago? So we got some serious foreshadowing going on here, and it goes in deeper to talk about literally the Uncle Sam situation, but that's Uncle Sam. And then once you figure out Uncle Sam is the first line in here, you know that everything else has to do with slavery, because changing whips, they beat the system. You know what I'm saying? They talking about literal, choke my neck. I'm gonna go down because this whole thing is lit up on Genius. Because this is gonna probably be the last one I do. I don't want to hold everything up, but this is a definite reference to, of course, ice, which is jewelry, and it's reference to the unaliving of slaves by dangling. I'm not gonna. It's pretty graphic, but this is basically in the system. And it makes sense now because people said he was on some righteous stuff. It says beat the system with chains and whips. And that's basically if you weren't agreeable, like Mr. Kunta Kinte, you see what happened. I ain't got to go into it. But listen, this junk is filled with historical facts. And like I said, how she comes in and said, this is culturally not appropriate. And you see how nice she says it, all nice and clean. But that's to throw you off. That's to throw you off because he just put down some knowledge before that. But let's get to it.
Beat the system with chains and whips.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Now, this is the first time I'm hearing this. I didn't hear it when it came out 2 years ago. So I'm now into digesting this for the first time. And I appreciate y'all. Hey, leave me your comments down below if I left anything out. I don't want to go too deep, but hey, I'm gonna do this the right way.
You run from the
Yo, it's crazy that's just that's not even the verse. That's just a little chorus. That's crazy.
spirit of repossession. Too much enamel covers your necklace. I buy bitches, you buy them sections. You buy watches, I buy collections. Misery's fueling your aggression. Jealousy's turn.
Damn, listen, it's running from the spirit of repossession. I'm not even gonna look at the genius. I'm gonna just try to figure some of this stuff out. But what do we do as Black people when we buy a bunch of stuff and it just get repoed? You know what I'm saying? That's them making money off of us. So much enamel covers your necklace. That's just ice. I buy bees, you buy sections. You buy watches, I buy collections. Now, all of that reference to, you see these cats at the club spending their money on these sections and stuff. You know, you buy watches, I buy collections. You're like, yo, he's on another level. You know, you gonna go in there and buy the store. I'm gonna buy the building, the store. You know what I'm saying? You gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy the plaza. You know, I'm gonna own the building that the doctor's office is in. You know, man, yo, these are some deep bars, man. And this is originally how hip hop was meant to be, to carry and push knowledge to the people. And
Possession. Too much enamel covers your necklace. I buy bitches, you buy them sections. You buy watches, I buy collections. Misery's fueling your aggression. Jealousy's turned into obsession. Reality TV is mud wrestling. Some sign checks I know better than. Beware of my.
Yo, I got to pull up the genius on this one, because when he says jealousy turns into obsession, reality TV turned into mud wrestling. Some sign checks I know you better than. Beware, listen, he's got to be talking about Drake right here, because jealousy turns into obsession. Reality TV. Let me see what that says about the whole mud wrestling thing. Yes, and yeah, it's about either Drake or Travis Scott. And then it goes into reality TV is mud wrestling. So I guess that's talking about Jim Jones, because you remember Jim Jones was on was it Love and Hip Hop? Wow, then here's a little, they even got a goddamn tweet on here with Pusha T comments. Reality TV's mud wrestling. Sometime checks I know that's better than. Wow. Wow. Listen, this is gonna be a long one. I'm sorry, y'all, but listen, let me know down in the comments if I'm going to. Let me put this phone on and put the genius down and just hear the song. But it's just so deep that I would rather to understand what they're talking about, because I'm realizing when you know what's going on, you could understand the rest of the song better. So listen, they cooking right here, man. They cooking.
Reality TV is mud wrestling. Some sign checks I know better than. Beware of my name that there's delicate. You know I know where you're delicate. Crush you to pieces, I hum a breath of it.
I know you know. Oh my God. He knows his weak spot. He has info. So oh my God.
Some sign checks I know better than. Beware of my name that there's delicate. You know I know where you're delicate. Crush you to pieces, I hum a breath of it. I will close your heaven for the hell of it. You think it'd be valor amongst veterans? I'm watching your fame escape relevance. We all in a room, but here's the elephant.
Ooh.
You chasing a feature.
Oh my God. That's gotta be Drake. That's gotta be Drake. Oh my God. That bar is crazy. He says, what he said, I think I'd be valor amongst veterans. I'm watching your fame escape irrelevance. You know, we all in the room, but here's the elephant. The elephant has to be Drake. Drake's been losing steam. Kendrick even mentioned that, and he's basically on the decline. He talked about that.
You think it'd be valor amongst veterans? I'm watching your fame escape relevance. We all in a room, but here's the elephant. You chasing a feature out of your element, and those lab diamonds under inspection.
He said you're chasing a feature out your element. Kendrick just basically said in Euphoria about he needed features in, you know what I'm saying? And you got to remember, this song was, 2 years ago? It was done. So if you kind of put the pieces together, it all lines up and makes sense now.
The question marks block your blessings. There's no tombstones in the desert. I know by now you get the message.
Oh, you know, it's funny he says that there's no tombstone in the desert. I know, nothing's marked. We get that. But Drake just dropped a song. What was the song? What did I miss? And he mentions about something with his tombstone as well. I'm gonna dig deep into that. I'm gonna leave it for now, but let me know down in the comments if that's any link right there, because listen, all these guys, Drake, Kendrick, Clipse, they're not just throwing anything out here. They're moving different. Everything is intentionally done in a certain way.
Uncle said, nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. Choke my neck, nigga, and ice my bitch. Beat the system with shit.
And when he says choke, that's also referencing what's that? What is the word? Dominatrix of woman, man, hands. You know, y'all could picture it, but it's like a triple entendre in there.
And whips. It don't take much to put two and two. Your lucky streak is now losing you. Money's dried up like a cuticle. You're gasping for air now. It's beautiful. John 10:10, that's my usual.
John 10:10, that's my usual. They always got to make you go look something up, man. In the Gospel of John, Jesus say, the thieves, he says, the thieves came only to steal and kill and destroy. That they may have life and have abundantly. John 10. Malice could be applying John 10:10 in reference on rapper, spiritual underground between what kills your soul, fake fame, violence, greed, and what gives life, purpose, truth, art, connection, and faith. It's a reminder that one can choose which force to feed, and the real abundance comes deeper than jewelry and cars. Listen, I hear this stuff, man. If y'all still here with me, I appreciate y'all. Like the video, share the video. Let's get it.
Beautiful. You're gasping for air now. It's beautiful. John 10:10, that's my usual.
Gasping for air now. That's beautiful. Now that could mean a lot of things. A lot of things. A lot of bad things.
Mamas is falling out in funerals and bombing blow. They now viewing you. They never find the guns, but the sewers do. Bubbles was sick, he need medicine. Brought him back to life, now he's dead again. Richard don't make watches for presidents. Just a million trapped between skeletons.
Richard don't make watches for presidents. Of course, I had to go to Genius again for this. I did take a peek at this. Because it stood out to me, because when this song was going through all the trials and tribulations, they said that the presidents mentioned in the song was one of the reasons they didn't want to touch it. It's a lot of things in there. And Richard don't make watches for the president. Now, I didn't know what is it. Let me look his name up. But this is a watch designer. Richard Mille is a more upscale and exclusive watch brand than Rolex. Who makes the presidential? The lowest Richard Mille will cost at least 80,000. That's 80,000, which is the model below, going for $500,000. Anybody out there watching me got some Richard Mille watches? I appreciate y'all. Listen, they going into it here, and then it says just a million trapped between skeletons. Okay, so Richard Mille watches are priced above $1 million. Their signature design features skeletonized case, which is transparent, allowing a clear view of. Okay, so man, these guys pushing some money around. They got expensive things.
This the darkest that I ever been. The diamonds make you taste peppermint. You ain't driving the snow like it's the Revenant, and send orders back down to keep shoveling.
Oh my God, the diamonds make the taste like peppermints. His ice is icing. He got icing. You know, and it goes into ain't no thieves in the snow like it's the Revenant, and send the orders back down, keep them shoveling. Now, the Revenant was a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. That was the one where he got attacked by the bear. It was chewing him up, right? And the orders sent back down. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Uncle said, nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. Choke my neck, nigga, and ice my bitch. Beat the system with chains and whips.
You know, get calm when you look side to side like what did they say? And they close first, and then you realize that the dope is talking to you.
I like how they changed that up in there. Pharrell sound real good, man. He sound good. Let me run that back real quick. I like it.
You realize that the dope is talking to you.
I'm not the candidate to vibe with. I don't fuck with the kumbaya shit. All that talent must be God sent. I send your ass back to the cosmics.
Now, we all know K-Dot be dropping bars. He dropped this not too long ago, so I ain't going to go too much more into this because I did go through some of the lyrics in there. But now, if you look at the genius for this Kendrick Lamar verse, the whole thing is lit up. So I'm going to just listen to it because I just didn't hear the end after the, I think we left off at Ginger Root where they cut it off. But let's get it. Let's get it.
It must be God sent. I send your ass back to the cosmics. The things I seen under my eyelids. Kaleidoscope dreams, murder and sirens. Let's be clear, hip-hop died again. Half of my profits may go to Rakim.
It's crazy because he's talking about all the things he's seen growing up, the violence, things he can't go back and change. Listen, man, there's just so much ways of interpreting Kendrick's music. And listen, when y'all hear this right now in 2025, this song was written about 2 years ago. And everything we can hear in here resonate with exactly what's going on right now. And that's how you know your music is aging well. It ages well. Let's get it.
Hip hop died again. Half of my profits may go to Rakim. How many Judases that let me down? But fuck it.
How many Judases let me down? A lot, right? From Kanye to Snoop to, you know, there's still people coming out going after him. You know, a lot of them he thought would go another way, went the other way, you know.
The West Mind.
Even 50.
Me right now. Therapy showed me how to open up. It also showed me how I don't give a fuck. The two-time Gemini with the genocide. I'm generous, however you want it. I'll be the gentle kind. Gentlemen and gangsters connect. The agenda of mine. Move niggas up out of here. This shit get gentrified. Heavy jeans like Genevieve's. I drop your Pentagon to show up at your gender reveal. And tell them, give me mine. I son niggas, I am the general. Wear my gin and juice. Every song in the book of Genesis. Let the sonics boom. Niggas want the tea on me. Well, here's the ginger root. I generate residuals.
Man, I know y'all heard the song already, so I'm gonna just let it play. So this is from where we left off on the last one. So I'm gonna let it play out so I can hear what I'm listening to and then come back and talk.
Want the tea on me? Well, here's the ginger root. I generate residuals, bitch. Get off my genitals. They say I couldn't reach Gen Z. You fucking dickheads, you must be full of that ginseng. Here comes the jinx, yeah. They genetics been synthetic, screaming they genius. A finger wave, they all fall. Niggas is Jenga. God gave me light. A good year full of free will. Trump card, tell me not to spare your life. Fuck.
You know, get calling and look side to side like what did they say? And they ignore his voice, and then you realize that the devil is talking to you.
Yo. Listen, that beat, that is tough. That is tough. Man. Now, I saw she said something about the Trump card. Let's go back. God damn.
Bitch, get off my genitals. They say I couldn't read song in the book of Genesis. Let the sonics boom. Niggas want the tea on me. Well, here's the ginger root. I generate residuals, bitch. Get off my genitals. They say I couldn't reach Gen Z. You fucking dickheads, you must be full of that ginseng.
Now, the whole Gen Z part, they say you couldn't reach Gen Z. I'm wondering what that means because listen, I'm doing the GNX tour, Grand National Tour, mashup series for the tour. Every stop. And one thing I can tell you is Kendrick has every age group at his concerts. They're from all age groups, from my 11-year-old nephew to people that's hitting me up that's in their 70s, late 60s, early 80s. They're going to these shows. So he's reaching everybody. Let me see what I can find here about that. When it says, okay, they could reach Gen Zs. Like, who's that refer? Kendrick flips the slang term tea in response to ginger root, a sharp cleansing herbs. Instead of giving the sweet tea or drama they want, he offers truth that's raw, healing, and potentially hard to swallow. Kendrick was known to show his kind of honesty to in Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Take Worldwide Steppers. Ginger also burns. It's spicy, not sugar, implying the info he gives is potent and may sting, not easy to take. Listen. Trump card told me not to spare your life, MFer. So he goes and says, God gave me light, a good year full of free will, Trump card. And this is reference to, it could be a reference, allegedly, right? To the near missed attempted life on the president back in 2024. So this is also one of those arrows pointing into why Def Jam didn't want to touch the song. But I think maybe they got too personal. They to me missed the ball. They dropped the ball on what was, like, well, why would you try to silence this song? And that's why it tells me we need to look into this song a lot more. We need to dig into this and figure out what they don't want us to know. What they don't want us to know. And again, remember, this song was written 2 years ago, and to be relevant more now than when he actually wrote it. And then you fill in the bits and pieces, you know, in the other songs he have, you know, because he's not going to repeat. He's not going to repeat lyrics and songs. But you know, we have to go back and stick this in 2 years into when Kendrick drops stuff, and it should fit into the timeline of what he's trying to put out. The whole Uncle Sam reference is crazy. It is crazy. We would have definitely saw it coming before if we had heard this Change in Whips 2 years ago. You know, when he did the Super Bowl, we would have understood it earlier when he did that performance in the Super Bowl. But y'all let me know down in the comments. Peapod Cove, and I'm out.